How is it going, everybody? This is Sean Barnes. I want to welcome you to episode 71 of The Way of the Wolf. On the show today, I'm going to be talking through not becoming the nexus between your business and your team. Now, the majority of my conversation is going to be focused around technology because this is something that I lived probably about 11 or 12 years or so ago. The company that I was working for, very large corporation, 3,000, 3,500 employees. I had about 20, 22 people on my team at any given time. And because of my experience with the company, because of my knowledge of all of the servers, all of the networks, all of the applications, I was that main point of contact. There's pros and cons to this. So I'm going to dig deeper into this and talk through a little bit more about what I mean, and then how do we work through it, and how do you create an environment where you and your team and your business are much more successful. All right. So I'm going to describe this for you. If you envision a cloud of people that represent the business, and you've got 100 or 3,000 employees sitting here in this cloud, and then you have a smaller cloud of people down here, which represents your team, whether you've got 2 or 20 or 30 on your team, you as the leader sit right here in the middle. Okay. What ends up happening is the people in the business are all coming to you with their issues, their challenges, their frustrations. They all come to you. And then as a good leader, you're delegating that information out to your team so that they can resolve problems and move business forward. Okay, that's good. You understand what's going on. You have a holistic understanding of what's going on with your team, the tasks that they're working on. You understand the challenges with the business. You are a highly productive, proficient member of the team. Good. Okay. The problem with that is you are a bottleneck. I experienced this early in my career where I was in that exact situation and working 70 hours a week or more sometimes because I never could step away. Everything flowed through me because I was the only person, or one of the very few, that understood what was going on with technology, what was going on with the business, what the business needed from technology. So I couldn't take vacations. My phone was always blowing up. I'd get woken up at 2 a.m. in the morning if there was an issue with Singapore. It was not healthy for me. I also realized that I wasn't doing any favors for my team. I had created an environment where everything had to go through me, and I was just delegating tasks out to people on the team, and they were just task masters. They weren't growing. And as leaders, it's our responsibility to make sure that the people on the team are growing, that they're learning, that they are becoming what they are meant to become. Sometimes leaders do this unintentionally. Sometimes they're just trying to help. They're trying to do their absolute best and support the business. And that's all they know how to do. Leaders will do this intentionally because they want to create an environment where they feel indispensable. It gives them a sense of job security if they're the only person that knows what's going on. If there's one thing that we've learned in the recent years with the pandemic is nobody's job is safe. Okay, so let's move past that. All right. If you find yourself in this situation, I want to talk through how do you work through it? How do you fix the problem? Let's imagine another scenario. You have the business, like we discussed, all the employees in the business. You have your technology team down here, same number of people in scenario A as we have here in scenario B. You still sit in the middle. You're a primary point of contact for a lot of people in the business. So information is still flowing to you. However, you have to open up the flow of information almost like a highway. You're opening it up so that instead of everybody coming to you and then you doling out the tasks, that there's lines of communication across people in the business and people in your team. What this does is it creates a situation where somebody can go straight to the server guy and get what they need. They can go straight to the network architect and get what they need. Now, one thing I would caution you on, whenever you start open up these flows of information, you have to make sure that the people on your team know where their boundaries are at. They have to know what they're allowed to do, what they're capable of doing, and what they need to escalate up to you for approval. This can be kind of rocky. And as a leader, you get a little bit nervous, like, okay, I'm kind of opening this up, giving people the opportunity to make decisions, to do the things that they need to do. Oh, what if they do it wrong? I'll let you in on a little secret. They will. They're going to mess things up. But that's how they grow. Again, as leaders, our responsibility is to help people grow. That whole process takes time. The more time you spend with your key leaders in each of those functional areas, whether that's the server team, the network team, the application team, the better they will understand what your expectations are. The better they will understand what the needs are of the business. As they learn more about the business, it gives them the opportunity to grow into a more senior role. It gives them the opportunity to have a more holistic understanding of what's going on. And your responsiveness to the business increases substantially because you don't have one person as the bottleneck. You know, another challenge that comes to mind is if that person takes vacation, or heaven forbid, if they end up leaving the organization for something else, that created an environment where the team and their ability to support the business is very fragile. Because if you pluck that one person out, now everybody's got to scramble. Everybody's got to figure out what's going on. The business is going to suffer. The team is going to be stressed out when the entire time you as the leader could have been opening up those flows of communication and giving people the opportunity to better learn the business and better understand how they can support the business. Okay, so as I talk through this, I want you to ask yourself, are you the nexus between the business and your team? If so, start taking some steps to be able to move through that and open up those lines of communication, giving people the opportunity to start talking directly with the business leaders. Give your server manager the opportunity to speak directly with one of the presidents of the business. You got to stay in the loop. You got to stay involved to make sure that they're not going too far down the wrong path. But I promise you, this is the right approach. It allows the team and the business to scale. It pulls a weight off of your shoulder as a leader. Yes, you will still be involved. Yes, you will still have to report out to the business, status updates, things like that on what's going on. But this is the way. This is the right approach to building your team, to supporting the business, and making sure that everyone is as productive as possible and you have created an environment where people can be successful. I think that's all I got for this topic. Okay, so for all of you listening or watching, if you want to dig deeper into this topic, feel free to email me, Sean@thewayofthewolf.com, or leave a comment on the video on YouTube. Happy to have these types of conversations, chat with you about it. If not, best of luck. Work through this. I have no doubt that you can get it done, and y'all have a good one.